Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's April the 28th, 2022. We are going to talk about Vechain today and see if right now is the opportunity to come in and buy this cryptocurrency. Welcome to my channel. To everyone who is today's your first time seeing my content, this is what I do. I do the price predictions. I come through and try to predict where prices are going to go, all without the confusion. So if you all appreciate it, before you leave, hit the like button, share the video, and also subscribe here to the channel. I will also recommend that you tap that bell notification as well, because I want to make sure that the community always stays one step ahead of the competition. And the only way that we can do that is by being in position, by coming through and trying to forecast where prices are going to go. So I want you all to see this as I go through this price chart to try to figure out what the buyers, what the sellers are trying to do with the price movement and Vechain. So let's go ahead and go through this real quick. Before I get started in that, I want to talk about the price movement of Vechain from my last video or my last price prediction. You guys can see right here. Let me go ahead and zoom in on the price chart. You guys can see that the video was conducted on March the 28th. You guys can see it. And I was predicting that the price was going to go up in Vechain. Now I'm going to give you all the play-by-play to kind of give you all a heads up as to how to play the market, how to know when to get in and when to get out, because the market always tells us what's going on. It always tells us what we need to do and how we should be acting on any given day. So when I originally did a video in Vechain right here on March 28th, I was predicting that the price was going to go up, right? So you guys can see the first 2 days following that video, following that price prediction, the market did go up, but it didn't go extremely high. The high that came into the market following my video was here on March the 31st, to where Vechain almost hit 9 cents, excuse me, 9 cents. And then from that point, the market in Vechain continued to decline. Now you guys can see I had an ultimate TP price right here around 9.5, almost 10 cents. It didn't reach that high. So when you see a market not able to reach an ultimate TP price, you guys got to look at the background of the chart. You guys got to look at what happened previously to try to figure out, okay, obviously there must have been a restriction area that prevented the market in Vechain from going up. And you guys can see it. That's the reason. It's because even back here in December of last year, the market in Vechain had issues of breaking above 9 cents. It had issues then. So were you able to grab some profitability 3 days, 4 days into me doing this video? That's the question. That's around 15.83%. And let's say you didn't do it. Let's say that you didn't come through and grab that 15.83%. Okay. How else would you have minimized your losses? Because now you guys can see that Vechain is now trending down. It is now going lower in price. We're sitting at a nickel right now. So if you didn't grab the opportunity in Vechain on this particular day, March the 31st, the market still gave you a couple more days to come in and grab some profitability, albeit it wouldn't have been 15.83%, but still you could have at least garnered some profitability into the market in Vechain, right? Yeah, right there. 8.72%. What about here on April the 5th? Right there when the market opened, 2.15%. So you guys can see that the profitability was diminishing. So you want to be paying attention to know when to get in and get out. You don't want to overstay your welcome in the cryptocurrency markets, in the stock market, in the commodities market, because there's a lot of wolves out here looking to grab your money. You need to know when to get in and when to get out. So understanding this, because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube. I understand that there's a lot of people on social media platforms wanting you all to come in and buy dips. They want you all to come in and hold cryptocurrencies for the next 500 years. I get it. But at certain points, the market tells you that you might need to cut it. Because if you don't cut it, you're going to be increasing the losses and you're going to be sitting on a major bag of losses. And we don't want that. So at what point would you have said, okay, I couldn't grab that profitability on March the 31st, April the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I couldn't grab the profitability then. And I come into the market and I see this day right here, April the 6th. All right. Let me show it to you. April the 6th right there. That was the clue. That was the indication to say you might want to lead the play, because the market is giving me a lot of weakness right now. The trap, the market was all telling everybody on this day April the 6th, if you was looking for the price in Vechain to go up, you might want to rethink that, because now the market is geared to go down, because we broke that horizontal line right here. I've already identified this area for everybody to see how this horizontal line around 7 cents has played a massive role in Vechain. Look at this, a massive role. It made a determination as to whether or not the buyers were controlling the market or the sellers. So the moment that Vechain broke that horizontal line to the downside, you should have said, I need to rethink this thing. I once was bullish. I once was looking for the price of Vechain to go up, and now the market is coming down. It broke that 7 cent horizontal line. And it also gave you another opportunity to see the same type of situation. The market in Vechain on April the 7th, it tried to come back up above that horizontal line. But then on the 8th, it came right back down. That was even more confirmation that the market in Vechain was a sell, that the market in Vechain wasn't going to go up, because it got rejected at that 7 cent horizontal line. The answers are already here. Let's not make this complicated. That is when you should have cut the play. But hey, let's go ahead and get rid of it. All right, let's talk to see if now, with Vechain trading right here around a nickel, can we come in and try to buy this cryptocurrency? Because looking at this from this standpoint, all right, we can see how the market in Vechain is in a consolidational range for the most part. I would say this consolidational range in Vechain started back in January. Okay, so here it is, almost May, and this market in Vechain is pretty much just bouncing in between these two lines. So we can kind of gauge how this market really is feeling. It's not feeling biased in terms of being bullish, and it's not feeling biased in terms of being bearish. It's just trading. It's just a tradable market. So let's look at the chart on a long-term perspective first, because we want to see what is the dynamic of the market in Vechain right now. I mean, look at the last 3 weekly price bars right here. There is no strength coming to the market in Vechain. The last 3 consecutive weekly price bars, price has been coming down. That's not a good thing. What about on 2 weeks? Look at this on the 2 weeks, right? Not looking too good, is it? Okay, what about 3 weeks? The 3-week time frame is where we're still getting massive amounts of indications of weakness right here. So am I bullish into the market in Vechain right now? No, I'm not. I'm not bullish at all, because of what I'm noticing on these time frames. Look at this on the 5 weeks. What we want to see on this 5 weekly price chart is this last completed 5 weekly price bar. We wanted to see the market close higher above 7 cents, and it didn't do it. Now, from a 5-week perspective, I want you all to see this. This is the ultimate place that Vechain ultimately could come down to. Yeah, I'm already telling you this right now in April, that this horizontal line, this long-term trend into Vechain is where price could ultimately go. So our first area for us to see price go in Vechain is 4.5 cents. Okay, that's the first price target. So is today the right time to come in and buy Vechain? Well, from the chart perspective, it's not. It's not the right time, because there's still weakness here on the chart. Look at this. In 2 days and 13 hours left, we look like this for the month of April in Vechain. Look at this monthly price bar. I want you all to see this. That's not bullish. That's selling. That's weakness. That's people not buying Vechain for the majority of the days in April. We're closing at the low end of the bar. So I'm looking at 4.5 cents to 4 cents first. And then the second level, I want you all to see this too, would be here. Okay. And then the third level will be on the trend. So let's go ahead and see this on the daily time frame so I could drop the price prediction. Okay. So I'm still looking for the price in Vechain to go down. All right. And the first area, like I said, was around 4.5 cents. Okay, that gives us 13.83%, possibly 4 cents, which gives us 24%. And then my second area is going to be all the way down here towards 3 cents. Now that gives us 45% moving to the downside. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but given how weak this market is in Vechain from a long-term perspective, you got to consider these price actions. You got to consider these movements. And I can see that actually happen in the market in Vechain, especially if we cannot see price break above this level right here. Okay. I need to see Vechain break above 6 cents, 6.5 cents or so. So I'm going to be weak into the market in Vechain until that day happens. We're going to continue to play some weakness here. Now, if I do see buyers come in at 4.5, 4 cents, then I'll cut the play. Like I said, you got to know when to get in and when to get out. You don't want to overstay your welcome. Okay. So let's see how this game is played. Let's go ahead and see how the market's going to work from here on out. Okay. And you guys can see what my expectations are now. Okay. Again, let me go ahead and reiterate what I said earlier. First price target is around 4.5. Second would be around 4 cents. Third, it's going to be around 3. Okay. 3 is in the long term. All right. I'm not saying that's going to happen in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but give me a couple of months to let this market in Vechain go ahead and try to drop down toward that 3 cent price. It may not. Like I said, that's why I'm already in position for 4.5 cents and 4 cents to take the bag. Now that's it. That's what I'm looking at. I want to know, is now the opportunity to come in and buy Vechain? From my perspective, it is not. I'm still looking for the market to dip and go lower. Now it's your turn. Drop me a comment in the comment section and let me know. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.